Hi, I'm Todd Heike, the owner of Dakota Angler here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, with this week's 2-minute fishing report. Well, folks, what a weekend of weather we had. Finally, Mother Nature cooperated with us over a weekend. I can't remember when we've had a weekend like what we did. It's been a long time, to say the least, and a lot of people, as a result, were able to get out in the ice and enjoy the nice weather. The sunshine, some lighter wind. Saturday was a little bit of tough bite out there, mainly due to, I think, a weak front passing through the area. But still, all in all, a very successful weekend. As far as the lakes up in the northeastern part of the state that produced walleyes included Waubay, Bitter, Enemy Swim, Goose, Dry Lake by Clark, and then also Big Stone and Compeska. Down the southeastern part of the state, those lakes included Ponset, Thompson, 81 Ponds, Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Sinai, Campbell, Henry, Island, and then also Twin. As far as what guys are using, a lot of bigger baits for the most part. Rip and wraps and flutter spoons seem to be doing the trick as far as jigging is concerned, but a lot of fish were also caught dead sticking or using tip-ups, and I think that again was mainly due to the front and a little bit more passive presentation. And then as far as the perch bite is concerned, and a lot more people are perch fishing this time of year than what they are walleye fishing, to say the least. Lakes that produced perch this past week included Goldsmith, Lamb Slough. And now, in talking about Lamb Slough, be careful where you park. You can't park along the road up there. Also, Dry Lake by Clark, Big Stone, Bitter, Waubay, Dry Lake by Willow Lake, Ponset, Thompson, Long Lake, Diamond, as well as Island. All have been producing some really nice perch. Some sorting needs to go on, but again, some really nice keepers, to say the least. What guys have been doing is a lot of tungsten jigs, and it really hasn't mattered as far as the color or anything like that is concerned, but some tungsten jigs, also some smaller flutter spoons, like the leached flutter spoon by Clam has worked well, tipped with waxworms as well as maggots. In this week's version of Todd's Tackle Tips, folks, we're going to talk about using electronics. And when we talk about electronics, obviously we're going to be talking about two things: cameras as well as flashes or depth finders. When it comes to cameras, a lot of people think of cameras as toys or entertainment for the kids to keep them occupied, if you will. But folks, during these light bite situations, the cameras can be very useful for you out there. A lot of times you're watching the camera and you'll be able to see that fish, the perch or the walleye, inhale the bait before that bobber even moves, or even before you feel the bite on your rod. So again, the camera can be very, very useful. It'll also tell you what type of fish you're actually looking at. Then also, the bad thing about the camera, or the detriment, if you will, is that it depends on the water clarity. No matter how good a camera you have, if the water is dirty or stained, it's not going to allow you to see very far out. So you need to keep that in mind. But when it comes to electronics like the flasher or the depth finders that are on the market, it doesn't depend on the water clarity. The water clarity has no bearing on it whatsoever. It will see the entire water column up and down. And that's where it comes really useful on these light bite situations. A lot of people were saying that they were watching their depth finder and they could see the fish come up to the jig and then go right back down. And that's honestly, folks, due to the change in pressure with that weak front passing through the area. And so when you're watching those electronics, those depth finders, and you're seeing that bottom just flicker a little bit, obviously you have a fish down in the bottom. It's that tail is actually moving. That's what's causing the flicker. So you try to get that bite to, that fish to be enticed by lifting that jig up a little bit to see if it follows. If it follows and goes right back down, that means honestly they're curious, but they're not all that hungry. You need to change that presentation up a little bit. Maybe short to make it a little bit smaller. Maybe a little bit more passive presentation and less aggressive. So again, those electronics will tell you what the fish want and what the fish are actually doing. And the best thing is to use them side by side. And that way you'll learn a lot more than just looking down that bare hole. The electronics are definitely worth the money. If you're thinking about doing it, now's the time to do it, because as I mentioned, all our electronics are on sale here at Dakota Angler. Now it's time to take a look at a few photos that you sent in to me this past week. And remember, folks, if you'd like your photo included in next week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report, please send it to me. Send it to Todd@DakotaAngler.com or post it to our Facebook wall. And if I use your photo, your name will be entered into a monthly drawing for a $25 gift certificate. And folks, before we end this week's report, I want to remind you of our ongoing sale of all ice fishing equipment here at the store. As far as the big items are concerned, and as you can see behind me, all electronics are on sale. Also shacks, augers, clothing, you name it. Stop on by here at the store and take a look. So you're going to find some fantastic deals that you're not going to find anyplace else in the upper Midwest. So again, if you can't make it to the store, give us a call at 605-336-9132 or check us out on the web at dakotaangler.com. Well, folks, that's this week's version of the 2-Minute Fishing Report. For Dakota Angler, I'm the owner, Todd Heitkamp, and as we say around here, fish on! We'll see you next time, and again, thanks for watching.